Hi there, my name is Amr Fahmy and I'm from Cairo, Egypt. I'm also living currently in Cairo, Egypt. Today I want to share with you my story on why and how I decided to quit video gaming for good. And that decision was made nearly a year ago. When I was a gamer, I loved every second of it. And I loved many video games. I was a big Overwatch fan. I loved, there's this MMO called Wizard 101. I was a big fan of that. A lot of single player games like Assassin's Creed and Witcher 3 and, Watch Dogs, all those good single player stuff. And I loved the competitive aspect of online gaming very much. And I used to spend sometimes days at a time in front of the computer just playing Overwatch or Assassin's Creed, all those stuff. Then last March, the 2nd of March 2017, I turned 18 years old. And this is the time in Cairo, Egypt where you should go and get your driving license. And I've been driving cars since I was 11 years old. But when I go to get my driving license, it got rejected because my body was physically so weak to be able to drive a car. And that was due to continuous gaming. I never stopped gaming. I would do it 24/7. It got way out of hand. And the consequences of that was that my parents were against it. None of my friends would talk to me because none of them were actually gamers. And basically my only form of social communication was either Steam or Discord. That type of communication is not healthy. It's not face-to-face. Even if you're using voice chat, even if it's behind the camera, it's not face-to-face, it's different. So when my driving license got rejected, I was so disappointed in myself, the way I am right now. I'm almost 18 and I can't drive a car. And in Egypt, if you can't drive a car, then getting to places is going to be nearly impossible for you to do. So I decided to not quit gaming per se, but I decided to take a break. I said that I want to improve my body and I want to try my best and establish real life social connections. Those were my two goals starting March 3rd, 2017. And I did physiotherapy. When I did physiotherapy, she recommended that I would go to the gym and work out. I've never been to a gym before. Mainly, the only thing I did before all that was gaming. I've never actually been to the gym before. So I go. I was surrounded by millions, not millions, but I was surrounded by many people. And to me, it felt like it was millions of people in one area. And I just couldn't speak to anyone. Like every time I see two people talking, even if one of them was someone that I know, I would be like, what do I say? What do I do? Can I just jump in the conversation or what? And I couldn't speak to anyone. So for the time being, I focused on something more important. I focused on improving my body. I didn't want to be this weak anymore. I wanted to grow stronger and be able to actually get my driving license. And I didn't want to give anyone else the opportunity to call me a weak person again. And that's what I did. The thing is, when I did it, the competitive aspect of gaming felt similar to me in a way in the competitions of a gym. When you're surrounded by so many people, all working out, including yourself, you tend to compare yourself, the current you, with them, and see if you can get your body and stamina to equal their body's own strength and stamina. That was the competition for me. I looked at people and I said, I want to become like this. And I didn't want to be the weak gamer anymore. I think this is the time, like a few weeks after I started working out, is the time where I decided that it's not going to be a break. It's just I'm going to quit video games for good. And I actually didn't play video games at all since then. The bright side of it was I was able in 3 or 4 months of working out to actually reach the point where my body was acceptable, and I actually got my driving license from the exact same person who previously failed me because my body was weak. And I remember that day, even that person, which I don't even know his name, but even he was like shocked, like, what happened to you in those few months? He didn't say it, but I can see it in his eyes. He kept repeating the exam and I kept passing. He couldn't fail me. He gave me my driving license, which proved to me that spending my time at the gym, working out and trying to build social connections, well, not necessarily the social connections part, but you get what I mean. Spending my time working out was far more better and more competitive and more challenging than simply being behind the computer and doing nothing else. So I decided to focus even more on that after I got my driving license. By the time I got my driving license, I started my first year at college. And this was a good start for me. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew that I was even a gamer. And nobody knew that my school friends wouldn't talk to me because I was a gamer, and they were not. So I started getting to know the people that I was with in college. I started to build social connections. And when I did, I was completely honest. I didn't make up any sort of story. I told them that I was previously a gamer. And I told them the whole story with my driving license and how I'm working on improving my body, becoming stronger, and establishing social connections. Most of them were pretty inspired. Most of them were like, go for it. It's going to be so much better for you. And it turns out they were right. And as a person who tried gaming, social interaction, and real-life social interaction, I'm saying that face-to-face communication is far, far better than Discord or Steam or any form of gaming social communication. At first, it could be more challenging to gamers. Yes, it was for me when I started working out and being surrounded with so many people. It was really scary. But when you give yourself the opportunity to introduce yourself and talk with people, it becomes easier, and these people will accept you no matter what you say. And I just want to say that this decision, the decision I made to quit gaming and focus on improving my stamina and my body, and focus on building social connections and real-life friends, is the best decision I ever made. It made my last summer vacation the best I had in my entire life, although I spent 95% of it not gaming. But I spent it going out to the gym. I spent it going out with friends, and I spent it like a very, very small portion of it gaming before I decided that I was done with gaming for good. And I want to say something. We all game sometimes. If you're holding your phone, you're gaming, playing solitaire or whatever. If you're with friends in a net cafe playing FIFA, you're not gamers, but you're still gaming because you're playing FIFA. The point is, excessive competitive gaming is not what you're supposed to be doing with your life. It's going to destroy you physically and mentally and emotionally over time. So this is pretty much why I decided to stop. I wanted to focus on improving me, my body, and my social connections instead of improving a fictional MMO character that I created in a video game. Thank you for watching. I hope my video wasn't offensive and that anyone who watches this is able to benefit, and maybe I can be the cause for someone to reconsider his gaming activities and try to face the real life. 18 years old is the age where one can start college and can start actually be responsible for his life, for his family, for his education, for his future. And it's better to embrace those challenges than to embrace a fake gaming challenge. Thank you very much.